So very quickly on from the draw at Maidstone on Saturday, Scott, another point this evening, but I feel like you might be a little bit more disappointed regarding this one. What are your thoughts on the performance and that result today?
Good question. We could have lost that game and we'd have been even more disappointed. So to play not very well and to come away with a point, we've got to be happy, especially being behind in injury time. St Albans are a really good side, there's no doubt about it. They're not going to stay where they are in the league table. We know the calibre of players that they've got. They've got some of the best players in the league, probably in their positions. So I thought they carried a threat all night. I thought they were good. But yet again, we've shown a resilience and a side to us, a steeliness to get back into the game when it looked like it had been snatched away from us. They'll be really disappointed that they've not gone away with a victory, and rightly so. I thought they were better than us. I thought Charlie Horlock was the standout player for us by an absolute country mile. I thought he was absolutely superb, and he's been brilliant all season. So we owed that one to Charlie tonight to come away with a point. And listen, it's a massive point. It keeps us in the playoffs. I'm not saying that we're going to stay there and we're going to go and achieve this, that and the other. But psychologically, it's nice that we're still in there. We've got a game in hand on some of the other teams. If someone had said to us after 12 games we'd be 7th in the league, we'd snap your hand off. So I think there's a lot of positives. We've scored more goals than many other teams. We've conceded less than many other teams. So yeah, we've got to stay positive off the back of what was a really disappointing performance. But full credit to St Albans. I thought they were really good tonight.
So what for you were they doing that was causing Slough an issue in terms of the amount of chances they actually created? Because as you pointed out, Charlie had to make quite a few saves this evening.
Yeah, I thought their right back Jack James was causing us a lot of problems, had a lot of time on the ball, and we needed to try and nullify that, so we changed shape, and it allowed us to be better on the ball, but off the ball we still didn't adapt. Our distances weren't good, our press wasn't excellent, which it usually is. It's usually very, very good. But we're working with a really small squad. I just said to the boys in there, you've got to be honest with us now if you're feeling a little bit tired, a little bit leggy. Hence why we left Alexis out tonight to give them a breather ahead of the weekend. But we've got 16 players, so that's where we are at the moment, and that's without any injuries. It's just how we are as a squad and the size that we work with. But that's how we've chosen to be. We've got 16 lads that can all start, rather than maybe 14 lads with an extra 5 or 6 that would be squad players. So I like the fact that we've got the strength in the numbers that we've got, but I think we may need to flip it around a little bit in the coming weeks just to get that freshness.
You made a triple substitution with around about 20 minutes to go. Did they give you the desired effect that you were sort of after?
We were always planning to bring off Slavy and Sam after an hour. We've got Franny and Quex that I wouldn't want to see come on if I was a defender with the power and pace that they've got. Slavy, we have to be careful with because of injuries in his past. We don't want to flog him. We could play him every minute of every game. Sam Evans has done really, really well in the past couple of games, but he's still building up his fitness, and the plan was to play him for an hour. And then obviously Gary's come on for Davies, who's cramping up. So did they have the desired effect? They probably didn't get enough of the ball to have a massive impact, but you look at it, Francis has got the equalising goal, so he'll be happy. He's obviously off the mark for us this season, which is great news. It'll give him confidence. And yeah, we'll have to look at it going into Saturday in terms of what we've got and who's fit and firing. Big game on Saturday, of course it is, against a really good football club. So overall, I think we've done it the right way in terms of getting a draw today, scoring late and getting an equaliser. If we were winning 2-1 and they'd scored a late one, we'd have felt massively deflated. So to be scruffy tonight and come away with something, still what, 1 defeat in 30, I think it is at home now. Like we can't be annoyed with that.
You often tell me as well that you like to break sort of the fixtures down into blocks. Where does this fixture fit in that sort of block, and what are your potential?
We're 3 points away from this block of 3, so we wanted 5 or 6 points. We've got 2, so realistically we need to go to Worthing and win, which is always tough. But that's what we kind of looked at. I think a away game to Worthing, away game to Maidstone, 2 teams that were in the playoffs last season, and St Albans, who are in a false position in the league. We would have been happy to win one and draw a couple, or try and win a couple. We obviously can't do that now, so we'll go to Worthing and try and win the game. I know they're a really good footballing side. We know what to expect, but hopefully we can cause them problems. They'll know, they'll do their homework on us. They'll know what we're about. So yeah, let's see how the weekend goes, and see where we're at come 5 o'clock Saturday.
And just before I finish off, there's a lot of games to come moving forward. We're in that sort of stage now where the games come thick and fast. Are you looking at all to maybe even make 1 additional 2 just to cope with that fixture though? Because as you said, you do have a small squad, but it's a lot of fixtures to handle.
Yeah, like listen, no, that's the truth. We can't. The club have been absolutely brilliant in terms of providing us a budget over the past couple of years, which might not have been. There's work going on behind the scenes that's building blocks that hopefully in the next couple of years the budget will be better. So I'm not going to be greedy. I don't think that money is the issue. I know a lot of people complain about their budgets and say they've got a small budget, and we certainly don't have a big one. But listen, I believe we've got enough in there to be competitive. Are we going to win the league? No, we're not. Could we sneak into the playoffs? Who knows? But if we finish mid-table, we've probably punched well above our weight. So no, there's a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes that people don't see. So we have to be patient in where the club is at. It could have been in a lot worse position a couple of years ago, like I said. We've got some fantastic people here now that are working extremely hard. So I see how hard they work and the sort of effort they're putting in. So I'm not going to go begging for more finance, Con. I think for me it's a group in there that I really like working with. The players in there are really honest and they work for us every single week. So I feel like we've got enough, but we just need to maybe look after one or two to make sure that we don't get any injuries. Touch wood, at the moment we don't have any. But yeah, listen, that's where we are as a club, and I have no problem with that.
Just finally, Will, are you hoping for a lot less wind than what we had last year when we went away to Worthing?
Yeah, it was horrible. It was really, really horrible. Tricky night down there. We could have been sort of 2 or 3-0 up, then we could have probably been 3 or 4-1 down, and then all of a sudden was it a 1-1 draw? And we celebrated that like a win. Of course we did. So we know it'll be difficult. We know it'll be tough. And I know that if you ask me another question about Worthing, I'm not sure. But just to mention, obviously, it was good to see Lenchi back tonight. Obviously, been a great servant for the club. Played well in there this evening. I think it was his first start since Welling last season for us. So no, we wish him all well, and he got a deserved round of applause at the end of the game when he went off. So no, I'm sure he'll be up in the bar enjoying a pint of Guinness now. But no, we wish him well.
And yeah, thanks for that, Scott. Thanks for your thoughts, and we'll see you away at Worthing on Saturday.
Cheers, Con. Thank you.